Hello, everyone. My name is Nasary. I'm the photographer, like professional and commercial photographer. I basically shoot like not the like every type, a lot of different type of things like portraits and stuff like that. So basically, well, it was really simple. I moved to US like 5 years ago, and I never thought about getting into photography at all. I just started traveling a lot. I bought the van and I did a lot of like road trips all over the United States. So far, I got to the 49 states, and I got one more to go, which is Hawaii. And I just fall in love with the photography because I saw all this like beauty of nature all over the United States, especially the West Coast. And I just thought that would be really awesome, like to be able to share this beauty to everyone. And that's basically how my journey started. I started taking picture basically for free, just traveling a lot, just shooting as much as I can. And there was the day when the Instagram was really popular, so I started getting inspiration from the Instagram too. And basically, this is how it started.
Great. Tell us about these photos. How did you come to take this one looks very scary.
Oh, that was actually in the state of Washington. There is like a bridge which is kind of abandoned, but it was pretty safe because there was like a metal bar right in front of me. So that was kind of safe. So I just took the shot like with my camera, basically like sitting on the edge, but with a metal bar next to my chest. So that was, I know it looked scary, but yeah.
And this image of the young woman.
Oh yeah, that's basically the well, the my point was to take like the background in this woman. So just took the like a wide angle lens. It was a 15 mil, I believe so, on f 2.8. And basically we got the driver. We've been driving slowly and just took like maybe 20 shots, just pick the best one, and that's how it was.
Right. So you weren't driving while you were trying
Oh
to
no,
take this.
no, I wasn't driving. I was in the passenger side, yeah, on a back seat.
All right. These are some wonderful shots. Please tell us about these.
Oh, that was the picture for the this company. They do like trips on a glacier in Seward, Alaska. I see. Yeah, there you can see like the name city like Seward on the back of the plane. And it was just a commercial shot. They just hired me to do this picture for them, and we just flew around like the Alaska for like 20 hours. We landed on a glacier. That's basically the picture on the left side. It's from the glacier, so you cannot like hike there or drive there. The only way to get to that glacier just through the plane. And yeah, that was basically the shot for them. And the on the right hand side, that's the same day, just a part of the glacier from the window of that plane.
And when you shoot professionally for someone like this travel company, do you give them all your photos or do you edit them down?
It really depends, but usually I let them pick. So I send them all of them and in the raw files. So if they want like download them, they just pick the one they like or I like personally. Sometimes they can do the customer can tell you like, hey, you know what, just up to you. Just pick like whatever we got a agreement on, like 50, 100 pictures or whatever. And yeah, so it depends. But in this particular, they just told me like, hey, just give us like 50 pictures, and I just picked the 50 best ones, added them, and yeah, that's how it was.
So you gave them 50 pictures out of, did I hear 1,500?
Oh no, 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 no. I took, I mean, yeah, I think it took about like 700 because I like to do like a lot of pictures just in case I got the right one. So different angles. But after that, after this process of sorting pictures and picking one I like when the lighting is good and everything looks good. So yeah, there was roughly about 50 picture out of 700 I took that day, I guess.
Fabulous. Okay. So tell us about these photos.
Well, this wasn't a commercial shot. That was just the picture from my road trip. Basically, you know what? One thing I want to tell, which is related to all picture, the like if you shoot like landscape or like landscape photography, you got like maybe 2 hours per day for that perfect lighting, which is called golden hours. So it's right before sunrise or sunset. and that's basically what it is. That it's the sunset on the Canyonland National Park in Utah, and it's some I forgot the name. It's basically really famous arch on the right hand side. I forgot this name, but yeah, it was just the pictures through that arch on a really wide angle lens. And on the left hand side, that's actually the Page, Arizona. It's the Horseshoe Bend. I guess you guys know about this because that's Colorado River. It's pretty a pretty iconic spot. I believe there's one of the background of the windows that was the picture of that. But yeah, that's really nice spot over there on the sunset as well because you can see the sun behind the horizon just going down. These basically was the same day with the plane in Alaska. I took them in black and white because I think it's sometimes when the lighting aren't good or when let's say there's like a lot of you shooting during the night and there's a lot of grain in the picture or whatever, it's I like to keep them black and white, and especially when there's not too much color in that picture. There was like a blue background which I thought it was kind of boring, so I just kept it black and white and looks different. And from the camera perspective, it just I don't know, I just keep them black and white. But just a little advice, like when you shoot night and you have a camera which is not really good at high ISO, and basically all cameras not the best. Even if it's night and you're shooting like outside and you didn't have like any source of lighting or whatever, when you keep them in a black or white, they just look better. They just look more sharp because that's basically if you I mean I can explain in quick word how the sensor works because there's basically those pixels on the sensor, but the problem with the camera sensor, they cannot see the color. So this basically if you want like the camera which can see the color, which like basically all camera do, right? So yeah, they put different filters on each pixel, which is RGB, which is red, blue, and green. So there's four green, one red, one blue, and they kind of like merge four pixels together just to let the camera see the color. So, and that's for the reason why the black and white when you're just shooting like all pixels. So that's kind of like better, I guess.
So I'm not sure I understand. So when you actually choose to shoot black and white rather than
No, no, no. I
shoot
always shoot.
color and then convert it?
No, no, no. Actually, yeah. Look, I'm always shoot raw. Like in a raw, like when you're shooting on a camera, they're like setting. You can shoot JPEG, or you can shoot
Right.
raw. Raw is basically just a
I
bigger file, more information. It's actually there is a different cameras. I believe some of them shoot 12-bit, some of them 14-bit. It's basically like more dynamic range, so that you can see more colors. And when you shoot like in a raw, you can edit them really well after that. Because if you shoot like JPEG, you have to keep your white balance accurate. But in order to, let's say you just overexpose and underexpose some picture, but when you shoot raw, you'll be able to edit them way easier on Lightroom, Photoshop, whatever application you're using. But I mean, but the point I was talking about, the why the black and white sometimes better. Of course, you should raw this. The picture is itself, it's in color, yeah. But when you just do them black and white, especially the bad lighting condition, the picture is going to be itself is going to be a little sharper and a little better.
All right. Tell us about these photos now. What size lens and how did you keep from getting eaten by the bear?
That was actually Alaska, left and science. So yeah, that was just 200 mil lens, and I crop it pretty well. I guess maybe 150%. So because I got like 37 megapixel camera, so I'm kind of able to crop in a little more without losing quality. So it was actually like 200 mil cropped. So it's technically I think it was around like 500 millimeters. So I was pretty far away from that bear, and it was look pretty peaceful. So yeah.
Yeah, it looks like he's posing for a studio portrait. It's
Yeah,
incredible.
there was actually
It's
two.
just like,
There's actually two. Then there's another one on the background, which
yeah,
is
I
blurry.
see that.
And that's just a landscape shot of the Tennessee, the Smoky Mountain National Park. Just did a little hike because I like hiking. There was like a pinnacle fire tower or something like that, which was pretty cool. That one, I think it's 15 mil wide angle. So it was 15 2.8. But I like to do the landscape. I'm not sure about this picture. It actually looks kind of blurry, but I think just because of zoom. But I like to do the when I'm shooting landscape, kind of because I know everyone likes those lenses with like f 1.4 or 1.8. It's nice. It's really cool to have this ability to shoot in the low light or some portraits with the blur background. But when you shoot the landscape, it's really nice to close actually your aperture to f7, f8. If it's not too much light, you probably have to use the tripod, but it's actually going to be kind of better because the sharpest picture on the lens is actually on the f7, 8, 9, something around that. If you want to like keep everything in focus, and it's going to be kind of sharper than the 2.8. But yeah, that was I think like f5.6 or something like that on the 15 millimeter.
Wonderful, wonderful work. So I have a question. You mentioned hiking and taking photographs. Cameras and lenses can be quite heavy when you go hiking and taking pictures. Are you using a mirrorless or what do you take with you? I'm curious.
Yeah, I know that's a good question because I'm struggling a lot when I'm hiking because I'm taking like basically when I do like hike for like day or 2 days, like I like to keep at least three lenses. This is my minimum. Some telephoto, 17. I got a 70 to 200 2.8. I got 35 1.4 prime, and because I really like the look of 35 mil, and I got the my wide angle at 15 2.8. I still should mirror, and I know there's a lot of advantages in the mirrorless, and I'm probably gonna switch. I'm shooting with actually I got the camera with me with the Nikon DA10, kind of heavy, and it's
I'm
a lot of trouble with hiking. I know like my backpack is usually like 15 pounds heavier than my friend's backpack because my camera gear. But yeah, but if I have to go lightweight, I would probably just take my 15 to 35 to 8 2.8, the ultra wide, and maybe some like prime like 85 mil or 105. I don't know. So, but yeah,
So, how do you find clients for your landscape photography?
it just depends. I got a lot of like friends in that field who are filmmakers, so they can just like offer me stuff like that over the internet as well. They people sometimes contact me like through the social media or whatever. I do shoot because like landscape commercial. Really love it, but I'm still shooting like portraits too when it's like out of season because I'm living in Chicago. I do like weddings and things like that as well, which I don't know if you consider this as commercial photography, but if it is, yeah,
And I'm going to guess, is the one on the left California or am I wrong?
yeah, it's the yeah California, absolutely. I believe that's the Point Reyes National Park,
Hmm.
and that's the same kind of the same place, a little bit south, the Maverick, California. This place with like really high tides. I wasn't lucky to get with these days, but those tides, the waves, they could go like really high. Oh, and I forgot one more thing about the commercial part. Stocks. Yeah, I'm just selling on stocks as well, like on websites. It's probably like the easier way to make like the passive income. Just
Uh-huh.
download them on some stock markets and just letting people buy them. Sometimes they could be like really cheap, but sometimes they buy like with a full license, which make you another like $100, which is
Uh-huh. So who do you sell your stock photos to? Is it
oh
Getty?
like different one. The Shutterstock, the another one, the new one with Adobe.
Uh-huh.
Basically, these two platforms.
Is it hard to get into that? Because I know they have
Mm,
a lot of
yeah, there's a lot of
requirements.
competition right now. Like in the last couple, well, I would say maybe the last 5 years or something. It's really hard to sell like landscape, but there's the thing about I think it's called like functional photography or something. Like for example, like everybody likes cats, right? for example, there was like a million pictures of cats on the internet, and people love them. And if you like take like really nice picture of the pretty cat and put them on the stock market, they're probably not going to sell it because there's already like billions of them. But let's say you took the picture of the cat with the like, with a broken arm, or is actually look kind of like sick or whatever. And this is actually going to be more, it's going to be better for the stocks because it's called like functional photography. You have to ask yourself what you can like sell with that. For example, like if you take a picture of a sick cat, that could be the like commercial for like vet clinic. I know it's a really bad example, I'm sorry for that, but yeah, you got the point, right? So something unusual, something like broken or whatever. So you can just ask him like what this could be for like commercial or some services.
Yeah, so it's a concept thing. You're looking for,
Yeah,
what
so
people need. I know that for a while when I was looking at the stock photography sites, they were looking for a lot of pictures of older people because, baby boomers were growing older and they didn't have enough lifestyle photos for older
yeah,
people, so
yeah, exactly. Yeah, and the same thing like the same thing with the people with laptops or just promoting those like type of, because right now like everybody like using like Zoom laptops and those type of things, and that's kind of a photography that can sell on stocks as well, because you have to just ask, yeah, what is that for, or it could be.
Mhm. And did you have to kind of give your photos away for a while before they started paying for them? Because I know, like, on some websites like Pexels, I have my kids use a lot because it's copy-free, public domain.
Well, you just basically, I'm not sure about this website, but on Shutter, you just download them and you just keep them on the website. You can use them for your like personal website or something. It really depends. Like when someone buying this with a full license, then you cannot use it. Like you cannot sell it or you cannot give it to anyone, because if they bought the full license, you have no rights for that picture after that,
Mhm.
just for your portfolio, and that's it. So yeah.
Very cool. Amazing work. Now, do your friends get tired of posing?
Hmm. It's really, yeah, sometimes, but sometimes I'm just asking the random people. There was like, because yeah, these two picture was just for myself, because I just put like more landscape in the slides, just random people. Sometimes I just ask strangers like, hey, can I just take a picture of you because the things look nice.
And then do you have, like, a standard model release you get from people?
Oh, no, no, this picture wasn't for this particular, but yeah, the model, if the face is visible, yeah, you have to do that for sure. But that one wasn't this particular one was, I've been photographing, it was kind of like photojournalistic thing for one little company in Alaska. We travel like, we just rented RV and we got like group of people. So there's another girl, she was making movies, so she was like filmmaker. I was taking picture of those guests, I mean, if you will.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, we just kind of like let them. We just make like a tour for them on Alaska. We just rented two RV. It was like 11 people, and we just kind of like a part of a service to get those pictures.
Document it.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's very cool. That's a cool. Ooh. Tell us how you took the nighttime, the star photography, because we have a
Oh,
student who has been working on that.
oh, it's actually, yeah, it's kind of complicated. You have to do, there's a lot of things. So, first of all, you have to have the tripod. That's 100% absolutely tripod, wide angle lens, and preferably the 2.8 or higher. Like if you have like 20 mil 1.4, that's going to be even better. And the right place without no okay, the first thing, you have to look for the place with no light pollution, because there's a website called darksidefinder.com.
Mm.
So you can look around, and if you live on the east coast, you probably, there's no way to find a spot like that. But if you live closer to Colorado, west coast, there's a lot of places in Utah, Arizona, Colorado, even California with a dark sky. So there's absolutely like no cities around 400 miles in that place. And if you got this, next thing you have to look for the moon. So there should be no moon on the sky at all, because if you see moon, there's going to be a lot of light pollution from moon. There's no way you're going to take a picture like of Milky Way or stars when the moon is on the sky. So you have to look on the calendar, whatever moon is on the sky or not, and the right weather condition, basically, like no clouds, nothing. And then you just set up a camera and tripod. The most challenging thing probably would be to focus because it's really hard. So what I do personally, I don't know if I can show you. I just put like my camera on live view. I don't know if you can see this from
Yeah.
here.
Uh-huh.
So if you like press the bottom, I think it's every camera has this. You can just zoom in a live view, which is
Mm.
basically just zooming in into the sensor, and you can zoom in as close as you can with basically if you have mirrorless, that's already a live view because there is no mirror. But if you are shooting with the mirror camera, you have to like pop up your mirror and go to the live view so you can see this on the screen, zoom in and go to the manual focus and try to find like the brightest star on the sky and turn your focus like just play with the focus left or right, just to make the star like the smallest dots. When it's the smallest, it's the sharpest. And after you make the focus, when everything is in focus, you put a camera on a tripod, just do the test shots. The next thing is the ISO. It really depends what kind of camera you have, but I would recommend around like 2000. But it really depends. If you have like nice camera, it can go more than 2000. And the next thing is going to be the shutter speed, which is really depends on lens because when you're shooting star, you got a problem because the planet is moving and the star is moving on the sky as well. So if you like put your camera on like 30 minutes, you'll see the star trails. So it's actually not going to be the dots. It's going to be like just like lines, a bunch of them. So if you want to like avoid those and you just want to take a picture of the stars, you have to do there's a rule called rule of 500. You have 500 divide by your focal length, and that's going to be basically your shutter speed recommended. It's around, I would say, if you like have the 15 mil lens and you 500 divide by 15, it's going to be around 30 seconds. That's going to be your max shutter speed you want to use without getting those star trails. And if you have like 20 mil, it's going to be a little faster and faster and faster. In fact, like if you have like 50 mil camera, that's your shutter speed going to be like 15 seconds or something. But that's why you want to use like as wide as lens as you have to take a picture of a star, because you can go with 30 seconds. And if you go with 30 seconds, you're going to keep your ISO lower and it's going to be less grain, less noise. And yeah. And the aperture, of course, the wide open, like 2.8, 1.4, whatever.
Great, great. All right. Well, thank you so much for sharing your work with the students.